Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, look, here's the way I look at it. I mean, so my peeve, I don't know if I call it a peeve, but something that really kind of grates at my value system is when having one job, it's already bad enough, in my opinion, trading your time for money at a job, right? Your employer is going to pay you just enough so you don't quit. You're going to work just hard enough so you don't get fired. That's a typical employee mentality, and I get it. But when somebody says they got multiple jobs, it's like, okay, well, maybe they got a job and it's not making do. It's not cutting it. So then people go do what? They go get a second job, taking more time away from their family, more time away from their dreams to go out there and trade more of their time for a paycheck. Or they go get into Uber. They're driving for Uber, and next thing you know, they're every time that they drop off a passenger, it's first and 10 all over again. It's like, are they getting ahead because they're driving for Uber? So their job is not getting them ahead. Driving for Uber is making them a couple extra bucks a week, still not getting them ahead, still basically just trying to service debt. Just they're not building wealth, they're just servicing debt. So, what I love, well, I tell people I'm unemployable, meaning I can't ever work for somebody ever again. It's not something I can do. I can't ever work for somebody else. Now that I've tasted entrepreneurship, now that I've tasted residual income, there's nothing, I could not just trade my time for money anymore. And so when I say I'm unemployable, it's not that I think that people should not be grateful to have a job, because some people, years ago, unemployment was real high. Some people couldn't even get a job. They were not even gainfully employed. And so, that's a scary thing. It's really bad to have no job and no way to pay your bills. But then you get a job, it's less scary, but it's still scary because, again, you're still one move away from being back to being, without money again. I mean, you're back to, it could be the economy having a hiccup again. It could be the company merging or getting bought out or going under. And then the rug is pulled out from underneath of you. And where are you at now? So that's why when I write my books and I do my trainings and my videos, and I talk about the importance of having a part-time business on the side, it's just something different, man. Yeah, it's something different where when you can actually wake up in the morning knowing that, yeah, you might be putting 8 hours, 10 hours that day into your job. But even if you just squeezed an hour out of that day and you're building something for you, I'm all about building something. I hate trade. I got people offering me $1,000 an hour. Leaders of other companies or network marketing company, CEOs, owners that are saying, "Hey, look, we've watched what you do. We've read your books. Can I pay you, to consult and help us?" And I love it. But I love helping, but I don't even like trading my time for money, even at $1,000 an hour. Which, by the way, some people might say that's a lot of money per hour. I don't like trading my time for a linear paycheck, because I'd rather spend an hour now on something that could pay me $100,000 of residual cash flow over the next 10, 20, 30 years. That's the way my brain is wired now that I'm wired differently. I hate trading my time for money. But again, here's what I would encourage you to do is make a decision to go read a very important book. It's The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, if you haven't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, start there. Cash flow quadrant just gets into more of a deep dive into the quadrants. Everybody lives in a quadrant. You're in the E, S, B, or the I. The E, you're an employee. You're trading your time for money. You're never going to get wealthy that way. You're going to be in the S. You say, well, I'm not going to be I'm employed forever. I'm going to be self-employed. I'm going to employ myself. Okay, but you're still employed, even though you're employed by yourself. Your business or whatever you're doing. Sometimes you have a business of your own, but it winds up owning you. So you're not going to find freedom as an E, employee, or as an S, a self-employed person. That's not where freedom and wealth is going to be created. It's going to come from the B quadrant, a big business owner, which is where you've got leverage. OPE, other people's efforts. Like OPM, a lot of hedge fund managers and a lot of wealthy people leveraged other people's money to be able to make money for themselves. Well, OPE, other people's efforts. That's that leveraged business model that I'm involved in that can create that freedom. And then you become an I, the investor, somebody who actually has their money growing and making them money. So my point to you is read the book and make a decision of where you want to live. Do you want to remain an employee? Because let me ask you this question. How many years have you been working at your job that you're at right now? All right, 7 years. You've been there. So the job before that, how many years did you work at that job? 9. Okay. And that wasn't your first job, right? Okay. So, okay. For just the last 2 jobs, you've been there for 16 years between the 2 jobs. Your financial position right now, which what you just shared with me a few minutes ago, is not where you want to be. It's probably not where you expected to be. Like if you could put yourself in a time capsule and go back in time, right? And 16 years ago, 16 years ago, looking forward out 16 years from that point, would you probably have expected to be in a better financial position? Well, you hope so. Well, okay. But hope is not a good strategy, right? So did you think that your job was going to pay you more? Was it going to pay you differently? Were they giving you equity, stock options? What was going to be the thing that's going to get you the financial freedom that you long for? Yeah, exactly. So, most people don't think about it that way. Most people get jobs figuring out how much are you paying me for my time by the hour, by the pay period, by the year, what's my salary? But again, that's not how anybody gets wealthy. People service debt. How much is it costing me to live? And how much money am I getting paid at my job? Hopefully, there's money left at the end of paying all the bills. That's servicing debt. That's a servicing of debt mindset. And so the book I wrote, Money Mindset, is all about getting out of the servicing of debt mindset into a wealth building mindset. So here's what I would encourage you to do. Get the Money Mindset book that I wrote just a couple years ago. It will really help you out. Read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Cash Flow Quadrant. Great books. But make a decision that you're going to do something. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. And it could be 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a week. But build something for yourself that has leverage and that has residual income attached. Okay? Don't go get into driving for Uber or Lyft. Don't go out trading your time for money. Don't go get into anything that does not have leverage where you're making money on the efforts of other people. Like my 12-year-old son, what I'm teaching him is when it snows, you have 3 choices. Go out and just go sledding with your friends. Okay? If you want to be a kid, go do that. If you want to start learning how to become an entrepreneur like your daddy, see, when I was 12 years old, I sledded. We had snowball fights. We did all kinds of fun stuff, but I also I was one of the few kids in the neighborhood that grabbed the shovel, and I went knocking on doors and trying to make money shoveling people's driveways. So that's option number 2. Option number 3 is what if you can start creating a list of customers in the neighborhood who already have committed to you that they're going to pay you X amount of money when the snow comes. So if you go line up 20 driveways, now at a 12 years of age, you're probably going to be able to shovel 2 driveways and then you're going to be wiped out. Physically you can't do more, right? So, but if you have 20 driveways and you can get 2 of them done, go get 9 or 10 of your friends that are willing to go do those driveways. And let's say a driveway is going to be, $25 that they're going to pay you to shovel it. A couple inches of snow, no big deal. Where you pay your friends $20 and you keep 5. Now you're experiencing leveraged income. That's what wealthy people have learned to do. So that's what I want you to learn how to do is the power of the network marketing business model. And people say, is that a pyramid scheme? It's the most ignorant people in the world. And by the way, there's a lot of nice people that are ignorant. There are a lot of highly intelligent and schooled people that are ignorant. And there's a lot of just ignorant people that are ignorant. But it's an ignorant thing for somebody to say, is that one of those pyramid schemes? If my son got 20 driveways lined up every time it snowed, and he recruited a bunch of his friends to go do the work and gave them a big piece of it, but he kept a little piece for brokering those deals, is that a pyramid? If his friends were able to go out there and find their friends to come on board and they went out and shoveled the driveway and the shoveler got 15 and the friend got 5 and my son got 5, is that a pyramid? Well, guess what? If that is, then I want my son to be the pharaoh of his own pyramid. Okay? The people that complain about pyramids are the ones that are being leveraged instead of the ones that are actually smarting up and actually learning how to use leverage, right? So, anyway, so I know I'm getting on soapbox here. My advice to you, for what it's worth, you may not, you probably didn't expect to be on the phone with me this long, but right. So, read the books, but find a business. The company I'm in, that we're talking about right now, that you were asked to jump on this phone with me, so I can give you a little insight. Hopefully, this company might be the perfect fit for you. Having, something that you see great value in, bringing to the marketplace, building a large team of people to go out and help you with your marketing efforts, and you're getting paid on your efforts, their efforts, and residual, income off of everybody's efforts forever. How cool is that going to be? I want to paint this picture for you before I let you go. Can you imagine working on a side project? You keep your job. And by the way, in our business, we don't want anybody quitting their jobs unless they don't need it anymore. If you're like making 10, 20 grand a month, and with us, and you don't, with your own business, and you don't need a job anymore, great. I've watched hundreds of people, quit their jobs. That's awesome, and I would love for you to have that as your end game. But here's so if the painting the picture for you, just a couple years from now. Okay, I'm not talking about overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen in a month from now. But in a couple years, can you imagine having regular cash flow coming in? By the way, getting paid daily, every day, money that just, whether it be hundreds or it could be thousands, whatever. But if you have money that's coming into your bank account passively and residually on a daily basis from something that you did a couple years before, and now the thumb of life of an employer, of bills, of servicing debt, the thumb is no longer down on your neck. Can you just sense right now, and just picturing that in your mind, can you sense that freedom? That sense of just the weight lifted, and now you can just live your life how you design, right? And I'm not talking about going out and making millions of dollars. I'm talking about just getting the kind of cash flow that comes in passively. And you can use that to just get rid of the debt, like get rid of the car payment, get rid of the credit cards, get rid of all that. And then the only debt you're going to have now is just the good debt. Like if you can borrow 4% money to buy your house, or to have a mortgage in your house, 4%, that's smart debt, in my opinion. Plenty of people will argue against me on that. That's fine. Nobody has to think the same way I do. But if you can borrow money at 4% and you can invest that money in the S&P stock index and get an average of 8 to 10%, you're making money on borrowed money, right? So why pay off your mortgage when you can use that money to go get twice the return of what you're paying for the interest on a 4% loan? And we'll talk about that as you get going, because one of the things I hold very dear to me is I love showing people how to become an entrepreneur, how to start earning leveraged income, how to start earning residual income, how to have that money, pay the least amount of debt on it, least amount of taxes on it, keep as much as they can, put that money to work so their money is working while they're sleeping, right? Okay, that's what I'm going to help you do, is build wealth. And I'm excited to work with you too. Well, hey, look, we'll get you all set up. I'm looking forward to doing some great things with you. And I just hope that you are willing to make a commitment. Okay. It's a commitment. It's not I'm just going to pipe dream it. I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to give it a shot. I'll see how it goes. No, you have to make a commitment that you're going to do something different and better for your life. It's not something where you're just going to, roll the dice a couple times. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, hey, no big deal. That's the problem. When you start a business, it doesn't cost you much to start. How easy is it to get in? I'm in. How easy is it to get out? I'm out. Right. So you got to make the decision. To decide means you're killing the alternatives. Okay. I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to see it through. And guess what? We're going to be there every step of the way to support you. All right. Have a fantastic day. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye now. Love it. 10x, baby. 10x. 10x your life. Let's do this, you guys. Network marketing is the absolute best business model on the planet. Anybody who wants to debate me, that ignorant kind of debate, I'm excited for it. Let's let's take this to Town Square. Let's get all the chairs set up. Give everybody some lemonade. Get some popcorn out. Let me debate anybody. Anytime, anywhere. You think you got a better business model than network marketing, I am all for it. Look at this, you guys. This smile did not come from me having a job. This smile didn't come from me having my real estate business. This smile came because somebody was smart enough to share the network marketing business with me. I fell in love with residual income, and I live that residual income life every single day. Hey, can I get a couple? Can I get a couple hellos? I see a bunch of you guys have been on here listening to this combo. Good seeing all of you guys that are on here. I saw some of you guys popping on. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the thumbs up and the hearts and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Larry. Hey, Felicia. Good stuff. Good seeing y'all. Hope you have a great day. Just wanted you guys to be able to hear that. See ya.